This is Medal of Honor Airborne. We're on Xbox Series X, taking a look at this entry in the Medal of Honor series that kind of, I think, was the last one before they started, like, really changing up how it was done in an attempt to kind of, modernize it and basically compete. I can't believe I got an achievement for that. And compete with the changing industry, basically, because, they went very much kind of making the series more, Battlefield-esque with, like, dice handling aspects of the warfighter, and then just, like, I guess you would call it almost a reboot Medal of Honor title during the 360 era. So I believe this was the last one before they started making that change. And here they're obviously experimenting quite a bit here with this being Airborne. You kind of drop in and you start fighting that way. It's definitely a, different sort of combat scenario. So there's the single-player campaign, and then there's multiplayer as well. I wasn't able to find people for multiplayer. Sometimes there is. How am I unlocking all these achievements that I didn't... Like, I thought I should have some of these. Anyways. Huh. Yeah, it's got a range of different scenarios and then setups for you to kind of work through as you attempt to survive and battle against the Germans on the various fronts here. So no auto HDR support on this one. It's supposed to be like 720p or whatever around there from that era. Pretty, again, common, I guess you could say. And yeah, it's still got like a pretty visceral sort of like look and effect to it, I guess you might kind of mention. So wait, X is crouch? Yeah, the controls are so stupid in this. B is to change weapons, and then A is reloading. I'm so glad that we're at more of a standardized, sort of like control scheme these days. Hello there. And then you're kind of like, you've got these objectives that you're kind of doing. Can I actually get up there and land on the car? The walks. Can I go any higher? Is there any point of me being actually up here? Doesn't look like it. And then we have to walk all the way down. But yeah, you got various missions and goals. And the multiplayer actually was decently fun. I remember playing matches of it years back, like a long time ago. Couldn't find anybody today for it, but I was just kind of like, huh, this is interesting to be taking a look at. I mean, I don't think it perfectly holds up today, but it's kind of a neat game aesthetically, and you can work through the story content if you're kind of interested in a more traditional Medal of Honor experience, which is obviously a franchise that I think hasn't quite survived, really, right? I mean, they just sort of work on battlefields nowadays. It's not really much of a point to have competing... Wow, that guy ran right at me. Competing shooter franchises within the same company, considering all the resources it takes to make these. So, yeah, I don't think we'll likely see Medal of Honor return. I know they did like a VR type shooter thing, but I don't think that one was super well responded to, which is kind of interesting to think about. But yeah, it's just nice to be taking a look at the more historical entry in the series. Whoa. And hopefully at some point, and I'm not sure if they'll actually do that, it would be great if they could make the later Medal of Honors that I was talking about earlier backwards compatible, the later 360 ones. Because I always thought it was just odd that those completely got, basically shafted in the backwards compatibility setup. I don't know if they were trying to push, people to maybe like other particular like titles, other Battlefield titles, but it's just like, it would have been pretty cool to still be able to play them, at least like the story stuff, which I don't think was necessarily fantastic, but just to still be able to kind of show them, I think would be kind of cool, or have the option for them, I think would be neat. And it's just been like, it's a long time, so I imagine they probably aren't going to. But I'm just trying to think of, like, really, what licensing would be causing them not to be interested in doing them. Because I think it would just be, like, an extra game that they, like, basically EA could sell almost, right? I don't think it would be too much of an effort for them to just kind of make that available for people to check out in the modern age. And you could have, like, some extra story stuff. And, I doubt, like, I don't know if the servers are even up for those still. I would maybe think that they might not be, but I'm not exactly sure on that. So the crouching thing just kind of drives me nuts in this one. But for whatever reason, this one's available, which I think is kind of neat. Just, you know, it makes you wonder and kind of hope that they would look at doing more, right? It's just being like, hey, you know, just support it would be neat so we could still play those games. I just hate when certain games get kind of left behind, because if they're not made backwards compatible, they're essentially just dead, right? Like, people aren't going to be able to ever experience them in the future. They're not going to consider experiencing them. Can we... I wonder if I can jump down here and not take any damage. Oh, and it's kind of working. So yeah, like, this very much has that traditional kind of shooter action where you're, like, less linear, if that makes sense. Like, it's very much still a linear game, but you get kind of open objectives. Really, that's the guy that got me? Not the 30 guys on the roof, but, like, the one guy across the gap there. See what the checkpoints are like. Oh, I think you just keep respawning, right? Like, you don't. Yeah, I don't think you die, you just, like, or restart your checkpoints, you just kind of keep falling down. Or getting, like, parachuted in, because obviously being Medal of Honor Airborne. Yeah, definitely a different sort of combat one because of that. See, they were trying to experiment and do something different in the shooter genre, and I don't think it really worked out for them. Like, I don't know if this one was recepted or received well. And it's just like, I don't think a lot of people talk about it, but a number of people occasionally mention it in conversation, which I think is kind of neat. Not between people I know, but when you kind of look online and stuff, and people kind of like talking about this sort of thing, they'll be like, oh, Medal of Honor Airborne, and I'm like, huh, I did not really think that this was something so many people had played, considering how dead it is. Because a lot of the older shooters, and there's a lot of shooters these days you have options between. A lot of the older ones still have, like, players you can occasionally find, but I've been trying a few different times to get, you know, like a match or something of this going, but just not the case, just not possible. Look at those backdrops. So next gen. Just kidding. It's like flat art out there. But having the planes in that go over, kind of neat. Definitely different. I'm thinking I should probably get going to the objective over there, but I'd like some Thompson ammo, but that's not happening. And I don't see that my squad is really alive. It's like one other guy. Like, it's cool that there's like a bigger fight going on. You know, you see other troops fighting around the place, and I'm doing my thing in the city. It's just sort of like kind of almost comical looking at it, but it does have a lot of AI going around, which is neat. It's just not very intense. Like, it's, well, I mean, it's kind of gritty in that, which is neat, but yeah, again, very, very thankful that we've gone to more of a standardized shooting mechanic. Like, having X the crouch and stuff is just throwing me off so much. Like, it was at that point where everyone's like, I want my control scheme to be the best, but Call of Duty eventually just, like, you know, won out control scheme-wise. I've been punched to my death. So, your choices will turn the tide of World War II, starting from jump for C-47, you seal your fates, parachuting in, battling, then the multiplayer. Which, again, the multiplayer was pretty cool, so if you ever do get to try that out, it's actually quite a worthwhile sort of thing just to give a whirl to if you are able to. But, yeah, I've just never been able to find matches, like, since I've tried to do videos on this for quite a while now, and I was just like, okay, fine, we'll just do the single-player stuff, and kind of present it as a bit of a wild card option. So you also get a lot of freedom in this, because you can, you know, you parachute in, you basically, you know, you can just spawn on these roofs and kind of shoot people. It changes up how you tackle challenges, I guess, is the biggest thing. Can we jump over this wall? I wonder if we actually have to go down there or not. Destroy the WWII guns. Yeah. So you can basically, like, skip a bunch of enemies, and it just offers freedom within your objective. I am so dying here. Yep. I don't even know how I'm alive still. Oh god, they packed me down pretty good. But yeah, she's quite a bit rough around the edges, the environmental pop, and at least the loading is, like, instantly snappy, basically. Which is a welcome change. So we have to get over there to that AA gun thing. Oh, that's such a lot of work. You just drop it in. And you can see your legs, you know, that's a big feature, you know. Even today some games don't allow you to see your legs. It's like they're scared of what you would think of the game if you could see your legs. Oh, come on, I can't get over the stupid wall here. That's stupid. I'm just trying to get this objective done. I'm trying to destroy these Hill House AA guns. I'm getting shot in the back. Oh, there's a bad guy over there. Oh god. There's so many of them. Get me through the house. This is not working. I'm trying to like run by the objectives, or run by the enemies that are stopping me from getting to the objectives. Oh, go, go, go. Oh no, I've fallen. And I can't airborne up. Don't worry, it's cool. We'll just keep dropping in, flying off the sky. It's not a big thing. Or not a big problem at all. Woo! Okay, so I'm trying to hopefully make it over there. If you think about it, they were kind of doing PUBG and Battle Royale first, the Medal of Honor series with this parachuting action. They were ahead of the curve. Here we go. So, like, is there an invisible... There is an invisible wall there that stops me from parachuting to the other landing. Oh, and they rate your landings, too, based on how, like, worthless your landing is. So that's kind of a good feeling. And you just shoot these guys. Somehow you have unlimited pistol ammo because, you know, they want to make sure you're well equipped. Dun 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 dun. Okay, there we go. That worked. Grab the... Whoa, 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 what are you shooting at me with? You're hurting my feelings. Okay, so we switch to the, Oh, it's A. Yeah, gotcha. 40. Like, the objective's, like, right here if I can get to it. There's so many guys that are, like, trying to cause an issue. Oh, you can't actually go that way? Unbelievable. Yeah, he's probably confused, but like, what is this idiot doing not shooting everybody? Whereas me, I'm just trying to get by them all. Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. Anyways, Medal of Honor Airborne. Kind of just checking it out.